morning, everyone. January 5th, and it is cold. Minus 14, that's without any wind chill. It's cold. Today I'm going to talk about something that struck me. Of course, about God. And surrendering. I found that was a problem for me. I was always taught never to surrender as a man. Fight to it with your last breath. And as a man, to make your own way. Not rely on other people. When you start following God, things change. You have to put your utter and complete faith into God. It's hard to do. How do you let go of all the things that you once were to allow your faith 100% into God? Something I struggle with. I've given myself to God, and every day it's getting better and better to just let go. Let go of my fears, let go of my insecurities, let go of the problems of the world, and just take each day as it comes. It'll work out. And I know it'll work out. It always does. There may be days that are really hard. Where you're like, what am I doing? This isn't working. How do I believe? As humans, we find it very difficult to understand God and His greatness and what He can do. And what He can do is everything. He can heal. He can raise you from the dead. God has it all. His all has it all. I'm driving this morning and that sun is nice and bright. That's a gift from God. That's why I go for drives in the morning. Because everything I see is a gift from God. Everything I have, I thank God because it's a gift from God. If somebody would have told me that years ago, and I'd surrender, give all my faith to God, and put all my faith in God, one, I wouldn't understand it then. And two, I'd have called them crazy. No, not doing that. Not doing. I believe in God, but I don't know what His powers are. I don't believe He can do everything that they say. And I haven't seen any miracles for my life. Well, no. But I've seen enough things change and enough things happen throughout my whole life that the only way I can make sense of it is, God did it. There were times, a few times where I almost died. There's a few times I've actually asked God for things, small things, and they happened. And that's pretty cool. I don't have to have God show me anything. alive, prove He's there. I'm at a stage in my life where I just believe. I can't argue with anybody that doesn't. I can't prove to somebody that's not a believer why I believe in God. I've just given everything I've got to God. My problems, my frustrations, my anxiety, my depression, everything I've given to God. And God has given back a calmer mind, an open heart. It's easier to love people now. It's easier to forgive. Things are just easier, I find, now that I believe in God fully. You know, I truly do. Things happen for a reason, and the reason is God's plan, you know, and if it's not something that we want, we have to pray to get our strength to get through it. If that's what you have to do, that's what you do. And He will help you through it. Prayer will help you through it. You know, it's one of them things that if you put your faith in it, it'll work. It may not go the way you want it or the way you thought it would, but don't give up. Things happen for a reason. And that's where I'm at. So every step of my journey, you know, I've made videos. I don't know if anyone sees a difference in me or not. Not just doing this to hear myself talk. I'm hoping my kids find my videos, and because they're younger than me, that they go to God and they start going to church and they start learning about God. I do talk to my children about God. I tell them, you know, do you believe in God? Yeah. And, you know, we'll have a little talk. Do you pray? Yeah. They all pray. Now, you don't have to go to church to be saved, or, you know, but I'm hoping they'll become more involved with God. That's what I hope. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to try Bible study when it starts back up. See what that's all about. I've been reading the Bible. A lot of things I don't understand in it. The way they talk. Sometimes the translations get lost in my mind. Sometimes it's just, you know, genealogy, which I find hard to follow when it's, you know. But the stories that I have read, I've gotten something out of each one of them. I felt a different way every time I read a different book, I guess it's called, or a different chapter. They say there's certain chapters you read for when you feel a certain way. That'd be kind of cool. And I think every time that you read it and reread it and go back over it, go to church, you'll pick something up that you missed. or you'll see it in a different light. My wife plays piano for the church. Church is. So I get to go to both churches. They're both the same denomination. It's a husband and wife. They're both ministers. So I get to hear both their views. And I watch on YouTube a lot. It's called Unashamed. And it's with the Duck Dynasty guys. Phil Robertson, son Jason, son Al. Very religious people. And I like listening to them because not only do you get stuff out of the Bible from them, you also, you get a good chuckle out of it. But I learned something from it. I get something out of it. It gets me thinking when they're bringing up topics and they're talking about certain things, and they have it at my level, a level that I can understand. It's like the churches that my wife plays at. When the minister's talking, preacher's talking, they bring it down to my level. Now, I don't ask questions because it's a Sunday morning sermon, and you don't go to church, I don't think, to ask questions. You do that in the Bible study situation, I think. I don't know. Like I said, this is all new to me. I'm a brand new Christian. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ now, in God. From believer to firm believer. That's what I am. And I feel better about myself. I feel better about my home life. I feel better. I've gotten so much from it that I hope the people that are listening, that are on the fence about it, just do it. Just go. Put your faith in somebody that goes, or go by yourself. I went by myself a couple of times. Was I nervous? Yeah, but I was welcomed every time. Well, enough. So, and the questions that, the topics that they talked about were not always things that were things that I talk about on a normal basis, but it got me to understand better about God, Well, that's enough, please. We do this drive every morning, and it ain't like it's new to you, but you're a typical German Shepherd. You're a pain in the butt, but I love you. I find I'm telling my close friends that too now, that I love them. They look at me kind of funny, but they're starting to say it back. Some of them. I think they always knew I loved them. It was just, I just wasn't vocal about it. Makes a person feel nice when somebody says they love you. And you know it's genuine. They're not trying to get something from you. They're not looking to whatever. That is a genuine, I love you. That's what makes her feel better. And I haven't had God talk to me yet, but I believe in Him enough to know that I know He loves me. It's in the Bible enough that He loves all His children. Even people like me, the special ones. The ones that are harder to love, or we think we are. grab on that happiness, you have to make that happiness yourself. You have to make your I shouldn't say you have to make it yourself. You have to put your faith in God, because you'll be happier a lot quicker when you do. When you realize there's a God, Jesus Christ, and He's here for us. He's here to take all your burdens away. He's here to love us. Things move along a lot faster. It's pretty cool. I had some pretty down days when I first started this. I felt pretty lost and pretty hopeless. Those feelings definitely have subsided to almost the point where they're non-existent. And all I'm asking is, if you're feeling down, you're feeling lost, reach out to somebody, reach out to God, pray, ask for forgiveness, ask God to take your burdens and carry them, and look towards your future, not to your past. That's what we have to do. We're moving forward, we're not moving behind. And that's a very strong thing that God has taught me. The Bible has taught me. Listening to ministers has taught me. Don't look back, look ahead. And on that note, I wish everybody happiness. And I'll say a prayer for each and every one of you that are listening, and even the ones that aren't. I want everybody to take care and have a blessed day. It's cold out there, but it is a beautiful day. So take care, everyone. I hope you find something in my messages, in my videos. Like, subscribe, comment. Would love to hear comments. Would love to be able to talk to somebody that's a new Christian, that what they're going through, what they expect and don't expect at the end of it, and just to see what other people's thoughts of it are. So thank you very much for listening, and like I said, have a great day, and I hope everybody takes care of themselves today. Thank you. Bye.